life in the ghetto got you stuck in the middle. When your life worth little, trade it all for a nickel. Cause the bullshit it gets you in a cell full of pickles. Better to use the brains to get more.
Welcome to the Introspective Sports Show. I am your host, that nigga, Mr. Roderick Horton in the building. I got a special guest with me here tonight, double OG of the city. My cousin, my fam, Big Dusty, you know what I'm saying? Johnny Surratt in the building. What's going on, baby?
What's up, Dust?
All right. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Fred, Chris Corbin, what's going on, baby?
Back. What's happening? I'm ready.
We're docking his pay, too.
Geno Smith.
Ghost.
What's up, y'all?
He didn't make the league. He didn't make the league. He didn't get drafted.
Good God. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Gino and Vic, what's going on? What's going on? I think Vic got a little shook. He didn't know what to do when the game came to him. That nigga got scared as hell. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with him. He said he wasn't practicing, didn't take as many snaps. What's going on with Mr. Vic? What you got, Dusty?
I think his ego issue. He came in thinking he could compete for the position. They already had made Geno the man, so he, he was a little ill. No, he hasn't put his best foot forward. But no. I think he's going to be prepared from here on out.
I think so. Yeah. But like I say, they Geno's our guy. So hell, I'm like him. I wasn't ready to come in. Shit, y'all sitting on TV. Geno's our man. So I'm with you. Hell, he wasn't ready. I think he'll be ready. Fred, what you got, baby?
First of all, I ain't used to being second string like my man Nick, but I can answer the question. Yes, sir. You feel me. But Michael Vick messed up, though, for real. I mean, regardless of the situation, I mean, this was one of the only teams that wanted this man. Understand this.
Right.
And you come in and you put a performance like that, 2 quarterbacks, and you only put up 60 yards passing, that's pitiful. Second of all, they was hollering Geno. But Mike, I mean, he knew he was going to get the play.
You think that? I didn't think he was getting in, Fred. I really didn't.
Why do you think they brought him?
I mean, I feel you, but I didn't think he was
going to get in. At the end of the day, that is not the coach's quarterback. That is the GM's quarterback.
Who? Geno?
Yes.
Geno.
Yes.
Right. Yes. I got you there. Ghost.
I think Mike said, I'm not going to. See, here's the whole thing about it. Mike knew he wasn't going to be there next year anyway. Mike ain't going to be in New York.
What?
Nah.
Why you say that? Hell, if Geno's fucking up, he's got a spot waiting on him. I don't know what you want to talk to me.
Well, we value Mike more than them teams do, but else he would have had a contract. I'm being serious. I don't think Mike want to take his job. I mean,
Really?
I honestly, God, I don't.
So what do you think he wanted to...
Who the fuck wants to stay in New York with that team?
I actually think it's a little more serious than that myself. I think that Geno Smith may not be there next year.
That's
true. Go ahead and get the big contract on out of the way. Start dealing and looking to bring somebody in from the draft. I don't think Geno's their man. I think they're aware of that right now, and I think they're gonna take that situation and put it on the front burner. Geno may not be there next year.
Both of them may not be there.
Let me take it even deeper though. You hit on it. Does Vic not want responsibility anymore?
What you mean? Hell,
is he wanting just to be the second string quarterback and get paid and say, "Hey,
no,
I'm Vic"?
I don't think that at all. Hell no.
I'm just asking.
I mean, I can hear
ego.
Maybe from the Jet perspective, but not from his perspective. Hell no.
Ego. They brought him in. They brought him in, and he was under the impression that he was going to have an opportunity to win the starting position. And the day they signed him, they told him what he was going to be, a backup to Geno Smith. That's where the problem came in. Right. This man, he's lost interest in any of that. I mean...
And so, I think you're correct. He brought up a good point. But this is, I think, Mike, exactly what he just said. Mike's like, okay, cool. All right. He's a veteran now. He's been in the league 12 years. Neither one of them are going to be there next year.
Wow.
Now... Look, you got to look at that team. Who can quarterback that fucking team?
Well,
they don't have no pieces.
Ryan's not going to be there next year. They're going to be looking to make big changes when the season ends. This whole scenario in New York, they want a winner there. There's no possible way that if he doesn't get them to the playoffs, he makes it through. It is over for him. Ryan is a defensive coordinator, not a head coach.
Right. That's what he wants.
Rex needs to be... trying to stab another coach in the back. That's how he gets off. That's when he's motivate the most. He is not the guy you want leading your team. He's the guy you want in the background doing the damage like he did when he was coaching elsewhere. But he's not your. Since he's got there, they refuse to put talent on the team.
I agree there.
I agree.
So, in other words, it goes back to responsibility. Has the coach given up and said, I don't want that responsibility, I just want to be a defensive coordinator?
Well, that's what I heard today. They were saying it was an institutional thing, saying that's the Jet organization all the way up down to the root to for him to come out there ill prepared like that. It wasn't just a Mike thing. It's a Jet thing. I don't know.
We take him in Carolina.
Well, Vic,
damn right. We'll take him.
Who? Well, Vic.
No, I'm talking about the coach.
We'll take the defensive aspect of it in there, but we don't want him to be
not
a
as a head coach. No, we take him as a defensive
He's a fantastic defensive
Rex
coordinator.
Ryan, nothing but defense and nothing else. Oh my God.
Yeah, he's a tough guy, especially if he's got the talent, and he just doesn't have the talent. The Jets refuse to give that man anything to work with. The first season he came in, they were loaded, and he showed you what he could do. Right. But do you really want to have a clown? And he is a clown. I mean, everything's a joke. But I mean, he's good at what he does. He's just not a head coach. They gave him talent. He went to the playoffs. Almost took him to the Super Bowl. He had the talent. They have decreased his ability by not giving him players every year. It's gotten worse. And once Revis left, that ball game was over. They were shooting everything in the other direction. Hands down.
So Geno was a setup then.
Well, Geno just came into a situation where he can't win.
Exactly, to clear him on out.
Right. So he's going to be a part of the talk. But when they clean this thing up, bring in a new GM, they're going to clean this thing up.
I think Mike knows that. Mike, he knows the politics behind closed doors. He's like, I'm really not getting involved in it. Kind of.
Word.
Mike's forced out there. Mike was wanting to get that check and go, all right, cool. You know, hoping.
I think he want to play.
I'm sure he wants to
He can't display his talents on that team.
Right.
Well, they can't. He can't display his talents.
The
problem is they're going to destroy him as a player because he'll have to run that ball.
Like hell. And
they've got plenty of running backs, and we know that Chris Johnson isn't the man that he used to be. But they got a nice squad of running backs, but that's all they've got. They have nothing else. No offensive line. Their defense is little or nothing. I mean, and these quarterbacks, they keep on putting all that responsibility on a second-year player, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, what do you expect him to do? I mean, the Andrew Luck, look what they gave him to work with. I mean, man, these guys got lines. They got talent on the ends. They got great tight ends. We just don't have that.
Yeah.
Just don't have that.
Speaking of Andrew Luck, we're going to be right back in 2 minutes. We're going to come back. Andrew Luck or Mr. Wilson. Be right back.
Boy, this nigga's a Nazarite.
All right, welcome back in Perspective Sports. Hottest quarterback in the league. Of course, you got the, Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. But who's the hottest right now? I'm saying that Russell Wilson the hottest. For one, he's the fucking champion of the league right now. So fuck that. Because there was a lot of debate I seen, everybody's comparing him and Andrew Luck. I'm saying who's the better between the two. And I'm just wondering between my panel here, who's
Russell Wilson, hands down.
Hands down?
Hands down.
But the comeback kid, Andrew Luck, he's getting more comebacks.
Russell Wilson, hands down.
Okay,
2 playoff games last year with 7 interceptions. This is Andrew Luck.
Yeah, that's Andrew Luck.
There's no comparison.
I don't think so either. I don't think so.
No, they came in the same league year, and that boy's blowing him out of the water.
He's killing them.
And who's blowing him out of the water?
Russell Wilson is.
Unfortunately, guys, the amount of talent around Wilson is hands down more than Luck has, and Luck is doing more damage. Now, if you put Luck in the position that Wilson is in, I assure you you will see. Luck is your once in a 10-year spread guy that comes in who is Peyton Mannish like.
Well, that's what the league wants, not to cut you off.
Hold
on, let me have this, Fritz. Now, you take Pete Carroll.
Mm-hmm.
He never had no nigga playing no quarterback out there at USC.
Yeah, he did.
Well, no, that ain't what he brung in that consistent. Hold up, Fritz, let me talk. That ain't what he brung in that consistently.
You right.
He likes that 6'4", big boy, white boy, Andrew Luck, whatever, sit in the pocket, hand the ball type motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now,
lefties.
Now hold up. Now this is what he's a great fucking coach. When you got a coach that can sit out here and say, "Wait a minute, this nigga is just as smart as Andrew Luck. And I'm going to run him out of spread, and at any time, he can spread the field and take off for 10 to 15 yards. And Russell Wilson don't have to throw the fucking ball. That system they got, as long as they running the ball, that boy's going to be unstoppable up there, Dusty. And people blame it on athleticism. Nah, he's just an athletic quarterback. He's smart as hell. He don't turn that fucking ball. He's just as good as Andrew Luck. And he be the great white Peyton Manning.
When he left North Carolina State University and went to Wisconsin, you knew he was the truth then, because he went from being a great player at State to being an even better player at Wisconsin. Almost took him to the national championship.
Two overtime games.
That's right.
To beat this man.
Now, I'm not saying the talent's there, and I'm not saying he's not as smart, but what I'm saying about Luck is just that guy. You know what? I'm not picking sides over color. I'm just saying, for me, from what I see that Luck is the best young quarterback in the league.
Shit. Russell Wilson got a ring.
Okay, okay, listen to this. Now, wait a minute. I mean, if championships determine the greatness of somebody, Trent Dilfer is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and I can't see that.
Trent Dilfer can't kiss Russell Wilson.
That's right. But he's got a ring. He's got a ring. So one thing, but one thing.
I'm gonna be real with you right now. Where you coming from is you saying, no disrespect, but the great white hype. What you failing to realize is we talked about this a minute ago. Russell Wilson is one of these kids that was bred for this.
Right, he was.
But he was a multi-talented kid. He
right,
played baseball too.
Right, absolutely.
That is one of his number one structures of being a dominant quarterback. Most of your John Elway and all these boys played baseball.
Because they got arms.
Okay?
Right.
That's the difference between Geno and him, for instance. But back to Russell, and look, dude. At the end of the day, this man is just as smart. He came into the league knowing how to read defense. This man came from being a fourth-string quarterback. In 2 weeks, was in discussion to being first to the third week being the starter. You just said Pete Carroll has never had a black quarterback. I am a U.S. Trojan fan, die hard.
He ain't had no dumb niggas play for him.
This man knew he had a diamond in the rough. Because Pete Carroll would never, ever do that again. I don't think.
But that's the GM.
Have a black quarterback.
Even though Pete Carroll is the GM of the team, I still don't think I don't think that would be the guy that he would have brought in if he had opportunity. He was the best available guy at the time. Now, wait a minute, hold on. I'm not even right. That's what I'm saying. At the time, way down on the third round. But this is what I have to say again. This ain't based off of that. I'm just saying from what I
has
see.
Luck done? What I'm saying, Dusty, is
what has Luck done is took one of the worst football teams in the league.
You just said
with less talent and
he
made
had great talent, Dusty. I'm not trying to be funny. I shouldn't even say great talent, but at the end of the day, he got the same team that Peyton Manning had last year, when he went out. Yes, he did.
Listen to this. Hold on.
He lost 2 receivers. Okay, one of them was out for half the season because of concussions. Then he lost Pierre Garçon. Okay, hold on. He lost Jeff Saturday.
That's right.
Okay, other than that, that's all he lost on offense.
Other than that,
he's got some weapons. Listen,
that's just like saying taking the left hand.
I got you. Hold on a minute. Dallas Clark. What I'm saying? Peyton Manning had Dallas Clark, right? Dallas Clark started getting hurt, getting concussions. Who did they bring in that next year with Andrew Luck? His tight end from Stanford, which is one of the best tight ends in the game right now.
Oh, wow.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So he got another weapon. Hold on, Dusty.
Okay, I got you.
I'm being real with you. You even talking about college? Andrew Luck couldn't even carry Russell Wilson's junk in college. But he had this limelight because he was in Stanford. You remember what he did for 4 years at State.
They beat USC. That's one thing they did.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And not only did they beat him, they beat
his freshman year.
Right.
Okay? Came in to be the third-string quarterback. Same scenarios it went in the pros. Couple weeks went on, he became the starter. He took them to a bowl game each year. They was in the top 10 each year. Before that, North Carolina State was never in that conversation. What I'm saying is Andrew Luck didn't win no more than he did when they was in college.
But that's
then when they got the
that's not
pros,
my point.
Russell Wilson has always succeeded what he has got.
That's not my
Here's
point.
a good point. Russell Wilson was thrown in a damn Geno situation. They didn't
Thank
think
you. They did not.
Okay, first of all, when Pete Carroll came there, they expected Pete Carroll to take this team where they're at.
No.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yes. Not only that.
Not this early.
Not this
They were
early.
waiting on
now,
a great
now
white
listen to
quarterback.
this.
Right
Now listen
now.
to this. Hold on.
Throw him out there.
To that situation. Once again, Russell Wilson went against the grain and showed that he's great. Not good. He's great. So we're not knocking that. The question was, between the two, which one do you think is better? Your opinion is that y'all see that Wilson has done because he's made it to the Super Bowl. My opinion is listen. Won the Super Bowl. Hold on. This is my opinion.
Look at
Andrew Luck.
Look at the playoffs.
Hold on.
My bad.
The players that they brought in, when they went and got Trent Richardson, they realized we got something here. And look, we got something. So it's time for us now to invest in him. Now this is where they're going to go. When it's all said and done, from the perspective that I see, not the perspective that y'all coming at me with, Andrew Luck is going to win more Super Bowls in the end because they're going to build strong around him. They didn't go after it. Pete Carroll, he came in with a ton of picks. He came ready. They made sure when Pete Carroll came, because Pete Carroll would have never took the job if he didn't have some type of advantage of a situation. They came ready. Once again, when this is all said and done, Luck is going to be the man of he's going to be the face of the NFL.
Right.
Russell Wilson will
hottest
not be.
now. No. The hottest right
He's not gonna be better than
now
that, boy.
is the question. That's the future.
I
For me,
disagree.
Right now.
But
Right
for me,
now,
I'm
right now.
still on the Luck bandwagon, and I
disagree.
I
I
disagree
even like.
too because I got to speak on this, and no disrespect. I'm being 100 right now. Pete Carroll is bringing in players that other teams don't want. You understand what I'm saying?
That's the
Fifth
same thing
stringers,
that
fourth
Belichick
stringers.
does.
You understand what I'm saying? So you're
That's the
telling
same-
me that he's got a dominant team, beast mode. Beast mode was washed up. You remember this? With Buffalo, nobody wanted this man. Pete Carroll got him, right? Reinvented this man because it's a team effort. You got a bunch of dudes that ain't wanted coming together.
He was never a
kicking
lack
ass.
of
That's
talent.
a different. That's a different.
He was
aura,
never
bro.
a lack of talent.
That nobody.
they low draft
That's
picks
a
and
different
everything.
aura, bro. That's a different aura.
Now hold on. Let me put you.
You can't coach it.
Oh, let me say. Hold on, Dusty.
You can't
Now,
coach it.
now, this is a valid point. Now, this is the difference. Now, when I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if them same black men play. They play for that boy, man.
They play for Pete Carroll.
No, they play
Russell
for
Wilson.
Absolutely.
He's the leader.
But hold on.
Not Pete Carroll.
But
It's
different.
that is Russell Wilson.
Now, since
different
we're on
aura.
the end perspective, let me put you up on the end perspective of what I think. I think that Pete Carroll's a genius because he went and got these dudes that don't have contracts yet. And they playing hard as they can.
Right.
And Russell Wilson gives them the best chance to get that contract.
Right.
And I'm going to stand behind that.
That's smart.
Now, you know what I'm saying? That's right. So what I'm saying is the same thing Belichick does. As soon as you get your contract, he's ready for you to go. Because you're going to go down in productivity at least 30% because you got your money. Pete Carroll dropping them off too. Watch how it goes. They're going to have more draft picks than everybody else. Between the Patriots and Seattle.
Why can you do that?
Because it's smart.
You got two of the best fucking defensive backs in the league, and you got possibly the best quarterback in the fucking
Soon as they
league.
get
So you
their
can do
money,
that.
soon as they get their money, these guys are going to want to move those guys for more draft picks and more hungry
No,
players.
you're not getting rid of no Richard Sherman in that.
Right
I'm
now,
kidding.
listen,
All
it's
of them
not
ain't
this
gonna
year,
leave
not
either.
this year. But let me tell you this: once they throw enough on the table for him, he's just another end. He is expandable, and I'm not gonna say that there is
Not
an
gonna be
end.
shutting down
I don't
wide
know
receivers
one
like that.
end in the league that ain't expandable.
That being said,
You know
That
one.
being
Due
said-
to the Andrew Luck theory.
Hold on.
True that.
That being said,
You know,
Andrew Luck
we're
can't
way
be
over.
traded.
We're way over.
No,
the top
I
on
said the
this
theory
one.
of,
We're
Go
gonna
ahead.
take a break. We'll be right back.
That's the end perspective.
Yeah. All
that's
right.
real.
all right, we're back in perspective. Now, they argued real heavy about, Andrew Luck and Russell Wilson, but just, before we go to the next one, RG3 is the best motherfucking quarterback once he gets back in the game. But anyway, here we go. Dallas got 4 in a row, but they got Seattle next. I think they in for a rude fucking awakening just because of what we just talked about. They're running into Mr. Wilson,
If not, Dallas is for real.
That is the other side. That is the other
real.
side.
They're not for real.
Okay.
They're highly talented, and they lack motivation, and their coaching staff is garbage.
Who?
The Cowboys. The Cowboys are a joke. When December comes, they will be exposed like a dirty pair of underwear.
Look at your
They will be
panel.
all over there. That's right. I mean, they are horrible.
These are the
I am
Cowboys.
a dolphin.
Oh my God!
And yes, I'm going through
Answer the
something.
next question.
Okay.
He like,
But he asked a question, and I'll let you get to these guys. But the facts are this:
oh man,
they have a
you
lot of
lost all
talent.
your validation, man.
They have a lot of talent on the Cowboys team. But as far as molding and being in sync together, it's been a endless. They fall apart. When December comes, you're going to see what this is.
Let me validate that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Preach.
Hold on.
They're highly
I'm
talented.
a Panther fan number one now.
Highly talented.
Listen.
Niggas, trust me.
Jerry Jones.
You hear him in these. You hear it, don't you?
Now
He doesn't play anything.
What was
He
your
don't play
last?
no football. does he?
Hold on. There. What was your last point?
My last point is
Your last point was
they're not together.
You win a championship.
Right.
You get people to start going fanatics, which they spend money. Then you don't put a product out there for them.
That's right.
Who's the master at that?
Well, it looks like Jerry Jones is the master at the
You
moment.
Yeah.
Because he won quite a few.
Jerry want that damn silver trophy. We gonna get one.
But listen to this. the thing is, y'all have put money into your
It
team.
ain't about football.
You have put money into your team, and you brought T.O. in. You brought a lot of you made a lot of bad moves.
A lot of bad.
And
Like
as
the
far
Dolphins
has made a lot of bad.
Y'all made great moves.
Our Dolphins have
He's
been
not
horrible
the best
for.
coach you ever had in this squad, Jimmy Johnson. Just why?
Okay.
Because they got into a little argument.
You need to get on the panel one week.
But
You on that sideline.
One
But-
sideline.
This is a heckler.
Okay.
This is a heckler.
Listen to
Get
this.
your hands out my pocket.
Okay, listen to this. Let me
Get your
tell you.
hands out my pocket.
I can't let
Get
this.
your hands out of my pocket.
The point that I'm telling you that in order for y'all or the Cowboys to get where they need to be, they're gonna have to get a coach who's actually a coach. And when they let Sean Payton sign back with the Saints, that was the hand of y'all. Don't even worry about this. You ride with us Dolphins on the sideline. Just watch what I'm telling you. It's all about coaching because y'all got talent.
I can dig it.
Y'all got talent. Y'all got talent.
Right. Talent, but
Y'all got talent.
no direction. No direction.
Jimmy Johnson back.
Fred, do you have anything to say about this segment here, brother? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Ghost, you done too? All right. Well, I guess we're going to move on.
I don't deal with haters.
The NBA got a new deal with which will triple the profits with the big-ass multi-billion-dollar deal they got. And, Kobe and them was tripping because, they knew it was coming down the pipe. They act like they didn't know this money was coming. But my question really for this is, should there be max contracts? Should they really put some kind of way to regulate how much money the dudes get or not?
No,
Why not?
because LeBron James, if you really understand what he means to the NBA, he should be getting residuals outside of his existing contract
I think
from the
he's arguing
NBA.
for max contracts.
Hmm?
I think he might be one arguing for it. Don't quote me, but I think he is arguing
But
for
no,
it.
that's not what I'm saying. Well,
But go
I'm
ahead,
just
though.
saying a player of that caliber. Why shouldn't he be worth? If he's making only $100 million a year, $500 million a year, he ain't worth 100 of that. At least 100 of that.
Hell yeah, I'm with you. 100.
I mean, and this is what they try to do to collective bargaining agreements. I told y'all, man, last year these boys they stick together, man.
Yeah.
They didn't know what was up on the table this year. They kind of bamboozled them with some bullshit.
They did.
Niggas wasn't looking at the big. Not only did they not do anything, they didn't look at the big fucking picture.
Mm-hmm.
And you look and you seeing it now that okay, now we're gonna restrict how much you make. You know what I'm saying? Which is we making trillions now. You guys are gonna get a salary cap on your billions, and you have all the leverage.
Right.
LeBron James not in the NBA. You don't have the same NBA. Who's gonna step it up for the next 2 years? You're not gonna find that type of.
That's why
Kevin Durant ain't up there where he's at. My bad.
That's why there's a conflict in the NBA nobody's talking about. Because there was a few spokesmen out there who signed off on this. Like for the younger dudes and the dudes who ain't making a lot of money didn't sign off on this.
On this being the
cap.
I thought they signed off on 51+%.
51 and
Plus percent.
51, 57.
Some percent.
40, yeah.
And I mean, I don't see how they're not going to get their money based off that. And as far as the max contract
Because
goes,
they still gonna allow. Basically, right now the way it's set up, 2 people can tie up a whole team.
mm-hmm.
And to me, yeah, I'm with all about making as much money as you can. True that.
Right.
But at the same time, there should be another way of reconstructing contracts to where if you're the face of the franchise, you should be able to get paid playing money, and then there should be money for outside of the square or the court. You see what I'm saying?
There's that money. That's
There's
specified money
that's-
itself. Right.
Just bringing into the building.
Right.
So that way, that money ain't tying up with getting other players. But they booking all these guys, everything they do into what they do on the court and outside the court. To me, no one is talking about that separation in it. Why not?
I'm not quite sure what you're asking for. But
Basically, what I'm saying is if you're the face of the franchise, you should be honored that $200 million contract.
Well, see, the problem with that kind of stuff
But
is
make 100 of it from the team, us 12, and then the other 100 from the owners and the GM, a cut of what they're making.
I don't know about that. But me personally, I think when you get over 50% of the profits that are coming in, and they're going to have to reconstruct the way that the NBA passes out contracts based off of this new $1 trillion, this $2 billion contract TV deal they got going on. They're going to have to redo this thing. And as far as when it comes down to the max contract, I understand where you're at with that. But see, the problem I have with it is there's too much money. Okay, and I mean when you have a player who can get a max contract on a team where he's really not that good, I have issues with that. See, and the way they're set up, every team has to pass out those max deals. Mm-hmm. So who you gonna get that to? Who you gonna give it to? See, now that's where my problem is. The star player might not be a star player,
but he is the star player.
Could you imagine if the Charlotte Hornets would have gave Gerald Wallace a max deal?
Hey, shit.
There ain't no age to that. He's not that kind of ball
But
player.
if that money's out there, where should it go if it don't go
Okay,
there?
well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Now, as far as owners having access to put this money out here for the players, sure. But you got to understand, these players, when you get, man, $93 million is a lot of money, no matter how you look at it. You want to get as much money as you can as a player, but still, as an owner, you don't want to give that to a player who's not worth $93 million. Gerald Wallace was asking for a max contract from the Charlotte Hornets. Michael Jordan said, you ain't got to worry about that. You're on your way out of here. So what does he do? He still has to give that max contract out eventually. But the thing is, who's going to come get it? So if it's on the table and nobody wants to come to Charlotte, does that mean Michael needs to give it to Gerald?
That just means that's bad business tactics. You should go out and motherfucking compete and get a LeBron James. Hold on, keep it real, Dusty. No,
I mean, but you got it's a bracket system.
This is all some bullshit.
It's a bracket system.
This is all some bullshit. Now this is what's going on. Now, the crackers didn't like the way that these LeBron James and these people are co-conspiring against the owners itself. These owners can't sit back and strategize anymore. They basically cannot manipulate these players when you got LeBron James making the kind of moves that he made. Now, this is where all this is coming into play. Now, really, you take what he means to the NBA, what he means to everybody's arena in every city he go to, he deserves at least about $200 million a year. He is the NBA.
He is the NBA.
Even what he's
the
doing.
face of the
What
NBA.
I'm trying to tell you.
Now,
that's what I'm trying to tell you about. There should be a different check coming for that.
Okay, but
you understand what I'm saying?
I can't see that though.
Why not?
I just can't see that.
As much money
because that means if LeBron signs into a paycheck like that, what I'm saying is at this point, LeBron James no longer has to bring it to the table no more. He's a $200 million brother. You got to understand, you got to keep them hungry where they can get some more. Now, you give anybody a max contract, the level of play. I mean, we just went through that before they got this contract together. I don't know if y'all remember Baby Jordan, Harold Miner. He signed a $60 million deal and quit. Did you hear me? He quit. and they still had to give him $60 million. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be able to hold this money a certain kind of way so that these young black athletes will go out there and do their job. And I mean,
about like a carrot.
that's what it comes
No,
down
bro.
to.
That's what it comes down to, man.
That's what it comes down to.
Right?
Okay, listen to this.
I'm
Once they sign the contract, there ain't no more dangling. That's what contracts are anyway, dangling. They're dangling.
Hey,
When
They're
the
dangling.
contract is when the dangling comes.
Once he signs on the dotted line, he is now in control of his own destiny.
What?
He
Are
is
you
not.
kidding me?
The check has got to be
You
cut.
just said earlier that brothers are expendable. What is the difference between the NBA and the NFL?
Because the NBA and the Major League Baseball, all contracts are guaranteed.
A percentage.
No.
You don't get the whole shebang no more.
It's got all the way,
A
right?
percentage.
No. NBA is guaranteed contracts, brother.
Okay,
Unless
so
you
if
fail a
sign for
drug
100
test,
million, you gonna get your 100 million.
That's right. You're gonna get your 100 million. That's you get 100 million unless you go against the conduct policy. That's the only way to lose any money in the NBA. That's what they're saying about us, man. Once we come in there and get that contract, man, we pretty much do what we want to, except fail a drug test or have a conduct issues. All you got to do is go to practice. You ain't got to listen to the coach no more. I mean, you got your money coming. The best thing, let me tell you, Stephen Marlboro sat on the bench and made $25 million.
That was their fault.
Well, I mean, they couldn't force the brother to play.
All right, welcome back. Last segment of the evening, Mayweather Sr. says that Floyd and Manning will fight. Boxing fans, I'm going to stick to my guns. We ain't going to see the damn fight.
Yeah, you will.
Nah.
He said they will.
Yeah, Senior said that we're going to see the fight.
Oh, we're gonna see the fight.
You're going to see the
But
fight.
he also
Floyd Mayweather said he'd fight him after the last fight. So why is this new?
Well, there's more to it than that.
We're not.
There's a whole lot more to
He
it.
fight him after he beat my dinner for the second
You'd
time.
have to watch what he said.
Well,
exactly.
His dad also
He didn't really
said,
say it
but
exactly.
Floyd don't know this
I want to
shit.
give the people what they want.
Right, but
He
see,
didn't
this
say that he was going to do it.
but this is the one thing that
What they want.
the situation is way out of their hands right now,
Yeah.
based off the fact that the contracts that both of these men have signed, Mayweather with Showtime and Pacquiao with HBO, there's no possible way at this moment for them to get out of their contracts, to come together. But this is the thing. The only person who can actually make this happen is Mayweather, because he can opt out of his contract with Showtime anytime. See, and that's where this whole thing is where Mayweather really has a lot of power. Mayweather wants 60+% of what's going to come in, and he's going to lose a multi-million-dollar contract with Showtime, which they're going to take him back, of course. But he's going to have to drop out and go fight on HBO to get with Pacquiao. This is why this thing may not ever happen.
He's got 2 fights left with that Showtime contract, which he can end at any time between now and next year.
Okay, but guys, you got to understand, 2 fights, these are years apart. This might not be worth nothing years away from now.
Well,
this is when
that's the talk.
This
It's
is what it's
not gonna
about.
be.
This
That's
is what
them
it's
two
about.
don't realize.
We need to get this now.
That fight has devalued.
If it's ever going to happen, we need
But
to
at the
get
end of the day, it's going to
why it's not
happen.
gonna
If it do happen, it's going to be his last fight. After he does these 2 fights with Showtime and gets his loot, that'll be his last fight.
In the fall.
If Senior
After those
says
2
he's
fights,
fighting
he says
him,
he's
Senior's
retired.
old school, man. He
I
said,
feel what you're
"You
saying,
gotta
but I
fight
think
everybody
Senior
to
was
be the
on
best,
some
boy."
Senior was on some fight hype shit too, bro.
that's the
He was
truth.
almost punking his son to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit,
That-
this fight's got to go down.
that's right.
It's got to go down.
That's
It's got to
how
go
it's
down.
true.
I don't want to see
Because you
talking
gotta
shit about my
understand,
son like
there's
that.
financial-
Just 2 weeks.
No, but I'm just saying.
talking
shit.
about
There's
this 2 weeks
financial
ago, right?
repercussions behind this, guys. You cannot just go opt out of contracts. I mean, and not have some kind of repercussions. And whoever's going to take those repercussions is going to take shorts. And Mayweather's made it clear
I'm gonna tell you right
he's
now,
not taking
Dust,
shorts.
No. I'm gonna tell you right now. That motherfucker Showtime and that motherfucker HBO's gonna get together and say, we gonna split this shit.
That's what I was going to say.
Well, who's
That fight is gonna happen.
They're going to get that.
Now,
money.
Floyd is not gonna fight that.
They
He's
gonna
gonna
get
fight
that
these
money.
2 other guys. Floyd, listen now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. People didn't understand that boy's business move. It was brilliant. It was bad for the sport, but as a black man and as a businessman, that was brilliant.
Brilliant.
I get $300 million for fighting scrubs. I'm not fucking that up.
That's
for
right.
nobody.
And that's right.
For nobody.
Right.
Now, after that deal of contract's up, I'll go and do whatever. But if he would have lost that fucking fight to Pacquiao, he wouldn't have had that type of deal presented to him.
He wouldn't got that contract.
You know what I mean, Dusty?
Right.
$300 million for fighting 7 fights, fighting scrubs. Come on now.
No, they all ain't scrubs though.
Well, they not his caliber.
Well,
They not his caliber.
you mean they have evolved to not be scrubs? When he took it, they were looking to take. He was taking them. He was looking to take lesser opponents. But as it has developed, he's run into some stiff, sturdy competition.
He's playing some good fuckers.
Right.
But he's great.
But you got to understand, he's got to keep them close because he don't want to run the viewers off. But one more time to your last comment there, no matter how you break this down between HBO and Showtime, who's actually going to take the short? That's where there's going to be a problem.
No.
Are you serious?
HBO. Because Floyd's the ticket. Floyd's the leverage.
Right.
Floyd is the leverage. I'm going to tell you something else now. Now, hold up now.
Last thing he's going to do is take the shot.
Listen, and I'm going to tell y'all something right now. This boy...
That's the last thing he's going to do.
I just don't see any. I actually don't see. But listen. What y'all are saying? Y'all are talking about fighters taking shorts. This is not what this is about. This is about a multi-million-dollar corporation, multi-billion-dollar corporation telling another corporation, you're going to take the short. That's not how it works. What they say is,
who's got leverage?
No. Hundreds of millions of dollars.
Like, look, any of that money good to me.
Hundreds of millions of dollars.
No, listen, Dustin.
Right now,
Floyd's got the leverage.
Right now, HBO ain't seeing none. You're right.
You know, they ain't seeing no money. So they want that fucking
Who's not
fight to
seeing no
happen.
money?
HBO's not getting none of the Floyd's money. Floyd's the team.
Right, they're getting $0.
That's why you'll say, well, I'll take that quarter because that fight's that's going to be a $1 billion fight.
That's $0.
That is going to be a big, after pay-per-view.
What I'm saying is,
y'all after pay-per-view, that's going to be a $1 billion fight.
Listen to this. If
Floyd's going to walk away with half of it.
Okay, listen to this.
That's a smart fucking man.
But if you put this in perspective of what I'm saying is, Showtime and HBO, this is what they're the ones that's going to have the problem with who's fighting who where. This ain't about them making that decision. It's about them. They want their money.
No, Pacquiao can't say nothing.
Are you serious?
No, but
Floyd's got the
Floyd's
leverage.
got way
HBO's looking at it like, damn, they got that pack over there.
But why
We ain't getting none of that pack.
have more leverage? Let's talk about
Oh, y'all gonna bring me into that pack? Let's
Because
make
he
the
is
fight
the
happen.
biggest pay-per-view there is.
and he's the smartest.
But that's not, again,
No, he's not. He's
Again,
got to
these
fight
guys
Pacquiao.
are under contract.
Start losing.
These guys are under contract. And
Nobody know
what
what
I'm
this
trying to say again is, this ain't really about the fighters. This is about which one of these corporations is willing to take the loss. That's my perspective on it.
HBO, there ain't gonna be no fight.
I don't see HBO breaking down to Showtime or vice versa.
Listen, Dusty, you're not talking about a 50, 60, $100 million fight. You're talking about a $1 billion fight.
That's why I'm saying I don't see
now,
it breaking down.
those CEOs, the man at HBO can tell his CEOs sitting in that board, why the fuck ain't y'all made this deal yet? We're not getting a goddamn thing if they don't fight. You're talking about greedy men who, as opposed to, you think he's going to let his pride come in and say HBO only got 30% of the purse? That's still $300 million for this fight, Pete. You think they're going to turn that fuck down? Think about that, Dustin. No. Hell no. They want that fight to happen.
I don't think you guys are really looking at that $300 million versus the $600 million. They're not going to let that go down like that.
Hold on.
Well, if Floyd don't fight him, they get none of it.
Right. But what I'm saying is, you do know that white men got money. They're not concerned about money. What they're concerned about is a lot of principle. Guys, when you put that Budweiser label on a canvas, they're going to pay you. Who they gonna pay that to? They're gonna pay it to Showtime, or they gonna pay it? They're not splitting that money. That's where there's so big of issues. That's why this fight almost can't be done based off the fact they're tied into two different entities. Now, I know that y'all might not see it that way, but those are big entities, and they're not about sharing. They're not trying to share that money at an uneven rate. If they get paid, they want to get paid together.
Listen, but here's the
don't have the power.
No. When it comes to Floyd, let me say something. When it comes to Floyd Mayweather, HBO ain't got no goddamn power.
No.
He let Showtime know y'all ain't got no. He's saying
At the end of the day, if they have it on BET, we ain't got nothing to worry about.
That's right, but it never happened on BET because they never gonna
Floyd's manipulating the whole situation.
And that's the end.
He's not a dumb black man.
That's the end.
I'm just saying.
Floyd's not a dumb black man.
You wanna know what? That should be something that BET should start looking into, bro. We run the fight, and we're not getting none of that. BET should be involved.
Look into it.
Black entertainment should be involved.
You are definitely
because black fighters are bringing the big purses.
Anymore. They sold the Viacom.
Yeah, that's damn late.
She's a motherfucking hired gun.
You got about uptight right there.
Yeah, you damn right. Listen, but let's go deeper than that. Hey, Floyd is not letting anybody manipulate him.
I don't think so, bro.
No Showtime. He's a shark dust. This boy sitting up here with these execs like, I don't give a fuck what y'all think. He obviously didn't go for the dumb nigga cookie meal deal with this shit.
Right.
He said, no, I'm going to make y'all wait. I'm going to motherfucking, just give me this 300. I'm worth about 700 now. I'm going,
I just want to ask you, what stopped the fight so far?
Hold on. That contract with Showtime. Let me say this. Right. 2 more fights, Floyd can say, I want the fucking person. Yeah, I'll give you 40% of a fucking billion.
Floyd is a 60% guy. He don't do 40%.
So he'll give them 40.
Right, that's right. Yeah.
You ain't got to get Showtime on that person.
Like, no.
You see what I'm saying, Pete? And you know this is $1 billion fight? Yeah, come on back, Al. I'm going to give you what you want now.
Yeah.
Because it's set up to where I'm not paying any of these big, these big entities or whatever. I'm paying me. This is my fight. This is my promotion, and I'm running with it. Right. He's not letting even Showtime get none of that. And that's pretty fucking smart.
I mean, it would come down to that, but unfortunately, it's not going to be that. Those guys are going to be involved. And when you really, when you're talking about him taking on that kind of money,
I disagree.
I think that before they allow him to have that kind of money, I think he would accidentally have a car accident. They're not going to let no one brother get all that kind of money.
Say that again.
You understand what I'm saying? No, I'm just. I'm not trying to be
that's real. But you coming from that perspective, that gives all of what you've been talking about a whole different
spin. All they gotta do is have a Michael Jordan logo in the ring. Right. Have a Michael Jordan logo in the ring, and we good.
TMT.
BT, Michael Jordan logo, whatever.
Hey, that's nice. That's really nice. That's nice.
That TMT in that fucking ring.
Hey, even though Nike gonna get 80% of that, it's still going to the dude. But you're right. That'd be nice.
And let's not talk about. Not only that, he set himself up to where after he retired, he still gonna have the ticket. He's marketing his company. Dude, you can't blame him. And I'm going to be honest with you, Dusty. If Showtime or HBO could have muscled that man into getting that fucking money, that was the money fight. If they couldn't get inside his head and make him Pacquiao fight, then they can't do that.
They can't fuck with him.
They can't fuck with him. He didn't go for the bait. You know, it's always carrot. He didn't go for that.
Well, but from the perspective that I see again, first of all, he can't read very well.
That don't have a damn.
He can negotiate.
Hold on. Listen to this.
That's overrated.
And I want to make this very clear. And I'm not doing it from a picking perspective. If this man was a little bit smarter, now you got to understand, we're talking about a man who takes licks to the head for a living. So he's not going to make good decisions all the time. Because he gets hit in the head. Not a lot. But he takes a lick. But what I'm saying to this is this. That it's all about what you got behind you. And at some point in his career, he didn't have very much behind him because he was $10 million in the hole to the IRS. That lets you know that he was in a Mike Tyson scenario. He didn't have very good people behind him. Now he's got some good people behind him. Guys, you got to understand, this guy is making decisions where he's going to be taken care of for the rest of his life. And when this is all said and done, remember, he's only getting a third of what's really out there. Even if those other folks are getting the majority.